The Israelites had been freed from slavery in Egypt by the mighty hand of God. Led by Moses, they set out on a journey toward the land of Canaan, a land flowing with milk and honey that God had promised to their ancestors. What should have been an 11-day journey stretched into 40 years because of their disobedience and lack of faith. As they traveled, the people often complained about their hardships, forgetting all that God had done for them. Despite their grumbling, God continued to provide. He sent manna from heaven for food and caused water to flow from rocks. Yet when they reached Kadesh Barnea, the edge of Canaan, fear took over. Moses sent 12 spies to explore the land, and while they all agreed it was fruitful, 10 of them warned of giants and fortified cities, causing the people to panic. Only Joshua and Caleb trusted that God would deliver them. The people refused to enter the land, doubting God's promise. In their fear, they even spoke of returning to Egypt. Because of this rebellion, God declared that none of the adults from that generation, except Joshua and Caleb, would see the promised land. Instead, they would wander in the wilderness for 40 years until a new generation was ready to enter. For those 40 years, the Israelites moved from place to place, following God's cloud by day and fire by night. Even in their wandering, God's mercy never left them. He provided for their every need and made sure their clothes and sandals never wore out. At last, after 4 decades, the new generation stood at the threshold of the promised land. Moses, now an old man, reminded them of all the lessons they had learned. Soon, Joshua would take over leadership and lead them into the land God had promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The journey that began with doubt and fear would end with hope and faith as they prepared to enter the land of their inheritance.